Sarah Nelson, president of the Flight Attendants Union, was on CNN to talk about the new CDC guidelines. And so let's see what she has to say.
You talked about, the CDC citing the science here as the driving force behind this decision, but you said the fact that it aligns with the number of days pushed by corporate America is, quote, less than reassuring.
Look, it was totally transparent here. This was asked for as these staffing issues were being put in place. Delta's statement after this policy was put into place had not an ounce of public safety in it, but it was all about the staffing issues. That's what was argued on the front end. That's how your segment started today. And that is the quick response from CDC in the middle of this holiday season to try to address that, rather than be focused on public health policies.
You talked about,
So again, what she is saying basically is that isn't it weird that they changed the policy as soon as the CEO asked them to? Now, do we need to have people working? No! You know what would fix this problem? Lock the fuck down. You don't need to fly anywhere. You don't need to go see your fucking brother-in-law's new dog. You don't need to go fucking fly out for a business meeting. None of that is necessary. Lock the fuck down. We don't need people working at airlines if we don't have airlines and we don't have flying. Newsflash. We don't need people working at Burger King. That's just a petri dish for no reason. We don't need people working at Kohl's. We don't need people working at fucking, like, the goddamn grocery store. All we really need, when you really think about it, all we really need is the USPS. That's it. Now, are there people that need to function in the USPS? Absolutely. But let's assume every American had training, right? Online course training to work in the USPS, right? And then you got paid to stay at home. Your rent was, like, let's even just give you like $5,000 a month so that you can still pay rent instead of canceling rent, right? That's, a little bit easier on the current situation, right? So we go to the USPS. Now, again, are there people that need to work in the food industry to get food? Yes. That's what we need. Are there people that need to work at pharmacies? Yes. Now, some of the, like the delivery, that's easy. You can train anyone to deliver packages, right? Now, you don't need people working at Wendy's. You don't need people working at the fucking Chinese food restaurant. You don't need people working at the fucking Happy Taco down the street. It's unnecessary. All you really need is basic food, delivery, and pharmaceuticals. That's it. Pay people to stay at home, right? The essential workers bullshit was always so dumb. What? Working at fucking McDonald's is essential work? That's essential to our society? No, it's not. It's essential to corporate fucking profits. But guess what? The corporations are going to cry about profits. Just bail them out. You gave them a blank fucking check with the fucking CARES Act anyway. Print them another blank fucking check. Pay everyone else to stay at home and we'll lock the fuck down. But that's not going to happen in this country. Because this country fucking sucks. It's about control. It's about fucking control is what it is. They want you to think that there's no better world possible. Because if they locked down and paid you to stay at home, you know what would happen? You know what would fucking happen? You would like it. And they don't want you to think that there's anything better on the way. So here we have another clip here where Chris Hayes on MSNBC asked Dr. Fauci what the science is. Let's see.
You are talking about a policy judgment in a context of trade-offs between different consequences. Okay, so stopping the spread of a highly communicable infectious disease is one thing that we want to do. Allowing, as you said, society to function. Obviously, like, you don't want everyone at the local water treatment facility to be out in quarantine for 10 days with none of the skilled technicians running it, for one example. Okay?
Correct.
And I get that, and I think it's a very forthright explanation, but I guess the question is, like, is there any science backing up the idea that after 5 days of asymptomatic isolation that you're not still shedding virus and contagions?
Yeah. Nothing is going to be 100%, and this is one of those situations when you're dealing with a very difficult situation, Chris, that we often say you don't want the perfect to be the enemy of the good. The fact is that we know that when you are infected early on in infection, for the first several days, you have more of a likelihood to have a high level of virus and to be capable of spreading it. As you get into the second half of that 10-day period...
I want to say one thing. Yes, the viral load and transmissibility lowers over time, but it's not like days or it's... My problem with this is you see all over the place and like people posting text messages from their boss saying, oh, you're sick. Do you have any symptoms? How bad are you sick? Can you still come in anyway? We see these stories where people have coronavirus and then their boss doesn't tell anyone else. So their boss has someone who's COVID positive come in and and then they have to keep it on the down low. When the pandemic first started, I had people in my family that worked in the food industry, like, you know, at these fucking stupid ass fucking like, you know, pizza chains and fast food places. And they had coworkers coming in that just tested positive that morning, and they didn't find out until the end of the week. They didn't find out. And the only way they found out was because like the person came into work and was like, yeah, I had COVID this week and it really sucked, but I'm feeling better now. First of all, you should be telling everyone that just for worker solidarity. You should be telling everyone that stay the fuck away from me. Also, by the way, I'm going to sneeze in your food. But like, the fact that the boss knew and didn't tell anyone, that's fucked up. Right? But again, how do people get better? It's not like it's not like days are a magical indicator. You know what makes people recover from illness? Rest. That's what makes people recover from illness. If you're fucking running all day and you're like fucking like, you know, acting at a circus and you're balancing on tight ropes and jumping through flaming hula hoops or whatever, you're not going to recover from sickness as much as someone who's sleeping all day. Right? So the idea that we're trying to force people back to work before they're fully clear of COVID, what that's going to do is it's going to prolong the recovery process. And again, no mention of long COVID. None whatsoever. No one cares. The fact that long COVID produces neurological dysfunction, people had COVID in March of 2020 and they still have brain fog and other neurological dysfunctions, and they haven't had COVID since. Is Dr. Fauci going to talk about that? No.
Know that the virus in general, not for every single 100% of the people, but for most of the time, for most of the people, that level of virus diminishes to the point where the CDC feels, and I don't disagree with them at all, that wearing a mask is ample protection during that second.
Wearing a mask is ample protection. Where do people get the masks? That's my question. You know where I got my masks? I bought them because I had money. What if you don't have money? Remember in April of 2020, Trump stopped the USPS from sending 5 free masks to every household. They were going to pay for it and send them out. They had already had the masks starting being made, and they were going to start sending them out. And then Trump said, no, don't do that because people might get scared. Where's the free masks? I know people that work in retail. I know people that work at grocery stores and at fucking fast food places. And they tell me sometimes their employer has masks available, but sometimes people run out of masks. Like, you know, you get one of those boxes of the shitty surgical masks that aren't nearly as good and people wear them on their chin because they're fucking stupid. That's the main problem of this pandemic is Americans are fucking dumb. If you are at work and you don't wear a mask, you're an idiot and I hope you die. Plain and simple. If I go to the fucking grocery store and you're a chin masker, I'm wishing death on you. But anyway, that being said, sometimes they just run out and then they don't have any for the rest of the month, for the rest of the week. What? So we need high quality masks like N95s, KN95s. But they're not being provided. Employers aren't handing out N95s. They're handing out those weird surgical masks or giving you the fucking cloth mask with the fucking Wendy's logo on it. That is like, at this point, useless. You need to have a high fucking quality fucking mask. Or wear 2, or wear 3. But people aren't doing that. Because they're fucking dumb. And the CDC isn't going to provide anything. The Biden administration isn't going to provide anything. Like, this is the honor system. This is like, yeah, if people wear masks, we should be fine. Have you been outside in the last year and a half? Have you left the house at all? Have you gone anywhere in the last year and a half? I live in North Carolina. I live in bumfuck, motherfuck, shitfuck. And guess what, motherfucker? Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm the only one wearing a mask. I shit you not. The last time I went to the grocery store, I literally paid attention to every single person I saw. Zero. The only people that had masks on were employees, and they were chin maskers. What? What?
And a half of a 10-day period. When you balance that against the importance of trying to get people back functioning in society, because the alternative is something that no one wants, and that's to shut down completely.
I want that. I want that. I want that. What do you mean no one wants that? I want that. I'm down. Let's do it. Come on, Fauci. Stop lying.
That's not going to be palatable to the American public.
Yes, it is. Yes,
and that's
it is.
something you want to be avoiding. So how do you get people back to function in society, not with a zero risk, but with a markedly diminished risk? That is the basis for that decision.
We have 60% fully vaccinated, which the definition doesn't include booster shots. So as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't had a booster shot, you're not fully vaccinated. But this country, the main problem here is Americans are fucking stupid. And why are Americans stupid? Because our institutions make us stupid. Schools are stupid. They brainwash kids and they fucking lie to them and they fucking make them obedient workers. Why do you need to go to fucking high school at 6 a.m.? Well, because your parents need to go to work. What do you learn in high school? Not critical fucking thinking. You learn history, quote unquote, where America's the good guys. That's what you learn. You don't fucking learn how to be a fucking critical thinker. You don't learn about medicine in school. I'm 25, so unless there's been a massive shift in schooling over the last 10 years, I'm telling you right now, you don't learn that shit in school. Right? And the CDC is now changing its mind every couple months. April of 2021, take your mask off. July of 2021, we've declared victory. Delta comes around, it takes 2 months for the fucking government to even pretend it exists. Kamala Harris said in an interview they didn't see any variants coming. They had no idea Delta or Omicron would happen. It blindsided them. But the main problem here is Americans are fucking stupid. We've got Trump supporters that think Dr. Fauci is pure evil, right? And because they hate Dr. Fauci, they don't believe in germs. They're fucking stupid. I say we have prisons in this country. Let's free all the nonviolent drug offenders. Drug offenders, by the way. And let's fill up the prisons with these fucking morons that go around without vaccines and without masks on. That's what I say. That's what I say. I say round them the fuck up, force vaccinate them, and fucking surgically sew a mask on their face. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic. But I'm sick of this stupid bullshit. This American freedom garbage. I don't want to wear a mask. Freedom! Do you run red lights? Do you put your seatbelt on? Because if you're running red lights without your seatbelt on, at least you're ideologically consistent. If you're driving on people's lawns, you know, I want to pass this car who's driving really slow. Let me drive on 5 people's lawns and run over their bushes. If you're doing that, at least you're ideologically consistent. You value your personal freedom, right? But you're not doing that. Why? Because you're a dumb fuck. And you're only saying that freedom exists when it comes to masks because a politician told you to, and you don't know how to think for yourself because you're a fucking moron? Do you walk around the grocery store naked? It's about freedom in the summer. You know it gets hot in the summer. I live in North Carolina. It gets hot in the summer. I would love to walk around the grocery store naked. But guess what would happen if I did that? I would go to jail. Why? Everyone in the world has a naked body. They exist by default. That's the normal. Wearing clothes, when you think about it, is abnormal. Everyone knows what naked people look like because we're all naked people. So I can go to jail for being naked at the grocery store, but you can't send someone to jail for not having a mask on while they're COVID positive? What? Yes, you can. All these rules are made up. It's all the honor system. Imagine playing the honor system. Like, it's one thing if it's March of 2020 and we're just hoping for the best and we don't know how things are going to go yet. We already know that 40-ish% of this country is just fucking brain dead. They're brain dead. They are dumb motherfuckers. Honestly, like Beatles are smarter than these fucking stupid Trump Republican morons. Grasshoppers have higher IQs than these fucking losers. And you're trusting them? Society is only as strong as its dumbest participants. And in the United States, the dumbest are ruling over everyone else. And the CDC isn't helping. Because now, the people that would have trusted the CDC, they don't trust them anymore. I'm just sick of this shit, man. Essential workers. I'm an essential worker. That's right. I flip burgers at Wendy's. Without me, society will collapse. That's not to say that I disrespect people that work at Wendy's, but it's not an essential business. It's not. No one needs Wendy's. No one needs paint. No one needs a haircut. These are not essential businesses. No one needs to eat at the fucking Thai restaurant. No one needs to go in the grocery store. We have grocery delivery. It exists. Fuck.